eyes checked, Robin. Let's see. I'm getting my eyes checked next Monday, right? Monday, right?
Yep.
I'm not even sure where I'm going yet, so we're going to find out.
Across the street.
Across the street, right over here.
It's a walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta put your microphones on so we can hear you. All right. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
It is time for learning about our eyes. I've been wearing pharmacy eyeglasses forever, and now I'm going to get real glasses. I'm going to like them, I think. I have so much to take. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this weekend, I was at Publix, and I'm walking past a freestanding over-the-counter, glasses.
Yeah.
And there's this man, and he's putting them on, and he's looking in the distance, and he's trying to
That's me.
see if
I
he
do the
can
same
see,
thing.
And
Yeah.
I just said, hey, those are just for reading. He said, no, they really do help me though. I can't really see that well to drive, but and he's like there at Publix, So I
Did you think
had
of
some
me?
readers.
Did you remind you of
I
me?
totally thought of you. And anyhow, he said, no, these actually, I can see you really good. And I said, well, that's good, but do you have an eye doctor? And he said, no. So I said, I just jotted down my my name and said, call me. We can get you in. But he said, I've been using these over the counter. He's just been buying them for years. And he said, but I have to use a magnifying glass to read, and I can't find them strong enough to read. So that to me says that he needs a pretty strong prescription just for the distance. And,
Really?
and he's been driving like that. So I told him, I said, they make custom glasses that are specifically there to
So
help you drive.
if I only give you 2 words that you could answer with,
Okay.
one of them is young and one of them is old. How old was he?
Old. And if he's listening, I apologize. He put me in the corner there.
I did. Well, no, because
No, he
I'm
was
thinking.
really
If I said
sweet
how
guy.
old was he, what would you really say?
He was a wise gentleman. He was definitely wise in his age. And he's never had an eye exam, and it was kind of funny because we didn't get in too much of a conversation, but I said, well, it's nothing to be scared of. And he said, no, I just, I don't ever get out very often. So, but it was just kind of funny that usually when I see people looking at that rack, they're reading, right? Because that's what they're for. But he was he was looking over in like the
But I
freezer
do the
case.
same thing. I
trying
actually
to
do
see.
I know.
You did it, don't you? Yeah, I immediately thought of you, and I was like, I have got to tell him.
Are you
And I didn't have
forward?
I'm sorry?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I didn't have a business card on me, so I was like, man, I need to put a card in my purse because all these opportunities to tell people. But go ahead, Lindsey.
No, I just was going to ask if you were excited about your appointment.
I am. Can I tell you why?
Yes, that was
All right,
going to be my next question.
There's a few things. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever purchased bologna and it was in the wrong place at the
No.
grocery store?
No.
Never?
No, I've
Okay.
never bought bologna.
You know
though.
there's Gwaltney bologna. And it's like
lady out
$1.
there has
You've done this, right?
So
Yes.
she's on your case.
Bologna is sometimes in the wrong
understands.
place. Okay, so bologna.
Where would it be?
Well, bologna is crazy because
Is it not with the lunch meat?
it is, but wait a minute.
We're trying to follow.
All right, there is expensive bologna like Oscar Mayer's cheap. There's another one. It's like $5.
Okay.
And then there's Gwaltney for $1.
Okay.
Sometimes people put them, they mix them up, and they live right next door to each other. Right?
okay.
Probably from the same pig, but I don't know.
Okay.
They live right next door. So that they move it over, right? Then you have to look at that little tiny label and try to figure out, is this the Gwaltney or is this the expensive stuff? You can't read that writing.
You should be able to.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm looking.
Your shopping experience is going to change.
Yes.
We were actually talking about you on the way over here. I'm like, he's not even going to know what to do when he can see all these different focal points.
I was
Yes.
thinking about it this morning. I was driving in, okay? So I'm going down Highway 200. It's dark. I always leave in the morning. And at the end of the road, it just looks like one big light. It's like they're all coming together. And it's like 3 or 4 miles away, so it's not really close to me. But shouldn't they be separate points of light?
Yes, they should.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, and this is right hot off the press, too. So before you go into your appointment, you
Yeah.
can go on our website and look at our frame gallery is now online. So you can maybe kind of pick and choose, a few frames that you want to try on when you get to our optical shop. 'Cause
This might be
sometimes
the hardest part for me.
sometimes you're dilated, so it is a little difficult. But
It is a little. And, we thought about that. But here's the thing I will have to say. And I'm not an optician, but I walk through there and I watch them. And these ladies are just intuitive, too. They look at you and they go, let me get you a couple of frames. So,
Right.
when.
All ladies are intuitive, by the way.
I would agree. We are.
Good.
I have an intuitive
Good
friend.
comeback, Larry. Good comeback. Well, she can definitely tell you if you were going down the right road or
Nikki,
not.
Yeah.
She's right.
They'll definitely make sure to get you in some that are
Yeah.
comfortable, that fit you
Yeah,
well.
they
That
will.
I've been
that are-
around a while, Nikki. I know.
You're in a room full of women. That was a good one.
That was good. We're glad you're
The
aware of that.
estrogen makes me dizzy.
Most people aren't aware of how intuitive we are.
Our optical for the month is 25% off prescription sunglasses as well. And we also have a 15% off non-prescription sunglasses is some of our monthly specials that we have in our optical
Well, see, I'm
shop.
looking forward to that too.
Yeah, see?
Sunglasses are just. Everybody needs to wear them.
Because of that big glare from the hatchback in front of me.
Well, that and
That is horrible.
the UV. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to wear them. And our optical manager, Mike, he always makes sure that whatever he puts together, it's kind of relative to what we're facing. So sometimes, he's working on things because we know that, spring is coming and, patients are going to be outside more and things
Spring
like
is
that.
here.
Spring is here, exactly. So he's doing sunglasses, it sounds like, just to make sure everybody knows that they are important. Even if you need to have a pair of glasses, a lot of people, like one of our doctors, he says, why wear these? He has a transition glasses, and he's like, but I feel like I need more whenever I'm in my car. And I'm like, well, you do. So yes, those transition glasses are great, and I recommend them, but it doesn't really take the place of having a good pair of
Oh,
just
that's the one.
sunglasses.
Okay, I don't like that.
No, because they
Yeah.
don't get as dark in
They
the car.
don't. So, even us in the industry are like,
Right.
we know that it's nice because if you're walking in and out of places, you don't have to switch your glasses. But let's say that you are in your car, you're going on a long drive. It's nice to have a good pair of good sunglasses.
Do you ever
for
wear
that.
sunglasses to stop people from being able to see you crying? Does anybody do this? Like in the movies, they always show people crying. Put
I
on
don't
sunglasses.
cry that much.
I don't
but-
either. But does
Maybe
it
I'm
ever?
a
You
hard
do this,
person.
Lindsay? You put glasses?
I have before, yes.
Yeah, just so people all know.
Well, I mean, if you're, outside, maybe we went this past weekend. It was the Special Olympics and for special needs children, and it was extremely emotional. And I had my glasses on, and I was glad I had my glasses on.
Oh, really?
That's a good example.
yeah. So it
Yeah,
was
but see,
good.
that's a good reason to cry. People will
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But I cry at Rocky. You know, the movie?
That's a good movie.
I mean,
though.
it's 40 years old, but it's like, oh, Adrian.
I'm not a crier, so I don't
Yo,
know.
Really
Adrian.
either.
No.
But I don't like sappy movies either.
Rocky's not sappy.
Yeah.
You think Rocky's sappy?
It just
don't
gets you
know.
in the feels.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I haven't
don't
either.
Maybe
remember.
before you were born.
And nothing will get
Hey,
you
I-
like The Notebook, though.
See, and I didn't even like
The
the
Notebook,
Notebook.
yeah.
Yes,
Great.
that'll
Yeah,
get you.
I know, because we're all going to get old and forget everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that great, though? Isn't it a great thing about getting old? You forget everything.
Yeah.
So what difference
Hey,
does
you
it
make
make?
new friends every day.
That's right. That's right.
In a way, there's a good element to
That's
that.
right.
It's like a
That's right.
compensation.
All right, I have a really scary news story that was in the news just this morning.
Okay.
And it looks like it clipped off a little bit, but this is about, for the listeners, because I know it's a lot to read, it's about 3 friends up in North Carolina. They all have this very rare eye cancer.
Okay.
Ocular melanoma. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the doctors are trying to figure out how is it possible that it shouldn't be contagious? What's in the area they're trying to figure. So
So 3 friends have it. They were friends before.
yeah.
Wow, that does sound like it's
Yeah, they didn't become friends.
doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's what they're going to look at.
18 people have been diagnosed.
That's
have
insane.
had connections to the area.
Oh, 18 people. I thought it was
Is that
contagious?
It's
No, I wouldn't think it's contagious. It's probably something that's environmental. Something that they share commonality. Like
that's specifically
Yeah.
causing
Yeah.
some kind of. That's scary.
a lot of times they find things like I read this article one time on. It was it's the brain cancer, that blastoma, and they found it. It was like close to some. It was a water supply issue, but that was in like the 70s.
Oh, okay.
So I know they'll look for something that those people share in common, whether it's something that they eat or something they're exposed to. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's
crazy.
very unusual. I mean, I think that luckily.
I'll let you share that with the doctors. I think that's the second article I gave you guys, right?
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the news.
Yeah, there was a really good article you gave us on questions and what to expect at your eye exam.
Oh yeah.
And I did share that with them, so it's helpful.
By the way, Zora, I don't know if you got the word. I wasn't trying to say that I didn't believe the idea of positive thinking. I was saying the opposite. Do you remember a couple weeks ago See, Robin remembers.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh, I clarified him when he was talking about Baloney the dog.
Yeah, I wasn't saying
call
what you. I
baloney.
wasn't saying what you were saying was baloney. I
No,
was
no,
saying.
I didn't think you did.
That's what I told him.
I didn't think you did at all.
I was saying that if you have self-doubting thoughts, you should play the baloney dog, and then you'll say,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just thinking baloney.
Yeah, exactly.
though
Totally
I-
agree with you.
I-
No, I didn't think you were saying
Baloney
that.
has come up in today's conversation twice
How
now.
about that? But actually, since our last time we were on the air about that, I've been reading more. And one of our ASC director, she like really studies positive psychology. She loves it. Her name's Anne, and so like we call it our weekly positive psychology update because she tells us. She actually is in like a group that they talk about this stuff and just how it impacts your life, how you look at things. So we try to institute those things in our life so that we don't, because you can easily, go down a bad road.
Do all of your doctors have like a monthly meeting with all of the doctors
Yes.
together to
Every
discuss
month.
what's going on?
Yeah,
Board
every month.
meetings.
And what are some of the topics that they address?
Mostly what we talk about is, things that we need to improve on or identify. We track and kind of dashboard ourselves so that we know, is there like mostly wait times is one of the things we talk about when
I've
we
never
focus
heard that
on
expression before. Dashboard yourselves.
We do. We do. We put ourselves on a dashboard and we say, how are we doing? Because otherwise, if you're not comparing yourself to yourself, it gives us an idea to identify where we can improve. And it's almost always things like wait times
I was
or
gonna say patient care centered
emergencies.
usually, yeah.
It's almost always patient-centered.
Yeah.
What can we do? A lot of times they talk about cases with each other. They want the feedback. We talk about our reviews, how we did.
Who's the doctor I'm going to go see?
Dr. Vish.
That's Dr. Vish.
He's the medical director of our surgery center.
He's going to be looking in my eyes. He's a
He is.
good-looking guy.
Yes.
So
He looks like Chris Rock.
Oh gosh! You should tell him that. That will make him say.
yeah, you think so? I don't know.
Yeah,
Funny.
That
we
is
just
really
saw him
funny.
in that new movie. He looks like.
You sort of. He's better looking than Chris Rock.
Aw, you tell him that too.
No, Robin should tell him that. So,
Yeah, Robin, you tell him.
yeah, so I was going to ask you. Oh, does he have a sense of humor? Like, can I joke?
Yes.
with him?
yeah,
Oh, yes. You can joke with him.
He's
So if I
great.
pretend it hurts, he'll be okay with it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would be fine.
He'll probably giggle.
They all have a good sense of humor for the most part.
Lindsay, when you brought up before about the discounts and things, how long do some of your promotions run?
They run for the whole month of May. So the optical special is going to run from today, May 1st. The offer expires May 31st. And again, that'll be the 25% off of your.
So I'm coming in at a good time.
You are.
You are.
And while you were there, you could book yourself a Arctic berry peel.
Oh, now what is that?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
Now listen, we've been talking about rosacea, and peels are good for that.
Yes, it awakens your skin's natural.
Have you
inner-
noticed? Lindsay pointed out this weekend we were at a conference
Yeah.
last week, and every commercial we saw on Botox on
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
was a male, wasn't it, Lindsay? They were all men.
They were all men on the commercial.
There's more men that come in than you would think.
Yep. So it's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
Get your peel.
My husband gets his pedicures done, and he will probably walk right in there and get Botox.
Does he listen to this show? He's not happy with you right now.
He does not care. People joke around with him, and he's like, "What? I like nice feet."
And I cannot lie.
That's right.
It'd be a good rap song.
Yeah.
I like nice feet.
The other thing we wanted to talk about on optical, this is something new we're doing. When you walk into optical, it's kind of like, I hate to say this analogy, but going to the car dealership for a minute, because you know how when you go to the car dealership, they're like, well, do you want the base model? Do you want, the
gosh.
navigation? Do you want the
Right.
heated seats? Right? And you're like, oh my gosh, you just totally overwhelmed me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So patients have kind of complained, or not complained, but gave us feedback that they just want what the doctor recommends, right, for them. And so we put together what we call packages that are kind of all-inclusive. And that way the patient kind of knows in the package they're getting the UV protection, they're getting the anti-glare protection, they're getting the
This is like going to
durability.
the car wash, yeah.
Yeah, you get to pick
you
your
get to add
package.
all your stuff to it. Yes.
The coolest thing is we started out, and this includes a frame. And the frames are all, like if you go into a designer frame that's,
Yeah.
really high, like a silhouette that are super expensive, you get to put your frame allowance towards it. But these do include a frame.
Oh my gosh.
And they're start at $295. So you can't, a complete pair of glasses, progressive lenses with digital lens technology.
What does that mean?
So digital means that it is digitally ground. So it's basically
It's
a
not manually done.
computerized product versus a manual
So
process.
somebody's just scrubbing glass until it's the right size?
Yes.
Yes.
It's actually not a person now, it's a robot. But it's better because there are points of your prescription that it can actually, make you see better because it's more digitally precise than what we can do manually. Which is why we don't have a lab anymore. We used to have a lab, but you can't, we couldn't really compete because digital is better.
So you send them off.
We do.
When you
We
order
do.
your glasses, you send them off. Then how long does it take? to
It
come?
depends. If you have a really, really advanced prescription, it can take 3 to 5 days. But most patients
Oh, I've
with the
waited
frame and
years. I'm
everything's
fine
about
with
3
waiting.
days. Yeah, I mean, we can't let you pull them off the shelf. But it's important because we want you to get the best. You're going to wear these every day, all day, so we want you to have the best. But that even has the scratch resistance and the non-glare protection. With a frame for $295 is a really awesome.
I have a question.
For the whole thing?
The whole thing.
$295,
Yeah, that's
including
where they
the
start.
exam or the exam?
No, the exam is different. This is a totally
That's
different
billed medically,
entity. Yeah.
usually for people. So there's,
Oh, okay.
that's,
That's excellent
Yeah,
price. That's
it
a
is,
great
and we've been
price.
able to. What we did is our optical manager Mike has worked with our vendors to negotiate pricing for our patients. So that's a new project we did. Now, obviously, our packages go up to a premium.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like going to the Olympics
It is
with
like
optical.
Yeah, so there is
Bronze,
a
silver,
premium
gold.
product that like
The
you're
chassis
getting.
flush. Have you ever gotten the chassis flush at the car wash?
No,
I have not.
Why would you pay for that?
I
Yeah.
don't even know what that is.
I
But
don't
it
either.
sounds like my car wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do that one, but we don't have. But we do have it if you want it. Let's just put it that way. But that's something new that
Yeah.
patients have asked us for because they really want what's recommended for them. And sometimes I know I'm a little fearful when I have to go in and buy something because you're like, well, how much is it going to cost? And what do I
Always.
have to ask?
You always feel like you're paying
So-
for stuff that you
That's
don't
why I
really
look for
need.
cheap baloney.
There you go, cheap baloney.
You want to look at the sticker, right? So what we're trying to do is give you an idea of what you can get for, and you can look at it and budget for yourself versus coming in and not knowing what to expect. So we're going to get that put on our website so you can look at it as well. But when you come into the clinic, we can get.
I'm going to bring my calculator with me
Don't bring your calculator.
Why do you need your calculator?
because she's really good at this kind of stuff.
Oh, I take it you're the calculator, Robin. You have a beautiful calculator. Most people don't have a calculator that.
I have a
It's
question. I
convenient.
have a question. Okay. When you use bifocals or progressive lenses,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not differentiating between the two. I have a question about where you look. Okay. Like when you look down at something, you typically look through the bottom of the glass, right? Okay, so that's your reading part.
Right.
But when you're looking up at a computer monitor, you still have to read, but you're not looking
That's
down.
intermediate.
Correct. That's intermediate.
And it's actually zoned in your glasses.
In a progressive, it's already in there.
Is that right?
For people who wear bifocals, a lot of times
Because
they just kind of adjust their monitor screen or the font on it. Some people don't like
didn't Benjamin Franklin invent them? The bifocals? Okay, so I'm thinking
what
in
they
his,
say. I wasn't around then,
I'm
but that's what they say.
I'm thinking in his day, he either looked down or looked up and went far away.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't have this thing like
Well,
2 feet
you
in
can
front
get
of you.
a trifocal where you've got,
Yeah?
you've got 2 lines, and so you just have a line where the
we
intermediate
won't
part
allow
is for
you to
your-
do that, but you could.
Why wouldn't you allow me to do
Because
it?
you need to be in a progressive.
Progressive is much more comfortable for
it's
you. It's
so
more
much better.
natural. You
Oh,
don't have
okay.
that definitive drop.
Oh, but
from
it's
each-
still the same thing. There are
It's the
3
same
places
theory.
in the
3
glass.
places in the
Yeah.
glass, but it's defined
Okay.
by a line. That's why it's called bifocal.
Gotcha.
There's 2 different distances. Trifocal. There's 3
So it's
different
the same
distances.
technology, but a line
better.
is
Correct.
not visible.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, you want a progressive. I mean, there are patients that we see that started out in a trifocal or bifocal and they refuse to switch, and that's okay. But when you're starting out, you want to go into what
Yeah.
you're going to need.
I started out with a tricycle, and then I ended up with a bicycle.
There you go.
I never went to the
You
unicycle,
never
though.
need a well,
That's pretty funny. That was a good one.
I did have a pogo stick for a while, though.
And Lindsay, what else is offered besides the Arctic berry peel and then the
Why is
Botox
it
you're
Arctic?
talking about?
Why was that?
Well,
that mean cold?
She has a whole list of services. That just happens to be the one that's on that
for
we're
the
doing a special for
yeah.
this month.
It's a $60 value, but we're doing it for $40 this month. It kind of awakens your skin's natural inner beauty with
I don't think mine
with
has
a
any.
blend of seed oils and hibiscus seed oils. So you should be looking ravishing when you leave, when you see Denise.
There you go. You'll be shiny,
What was the adjective? Ravaging?
ravishing.
Ravishing?
You can also
I'm going to use that word later on.
Did I say it right?
I don't know, but I'm going to use it.
Either way.
Our patients can now book online for Botox and fillers. So
I won't be
Men
doing
and
that,
women.
Lindsay.
Yes,
I'm not going
yes.
to do this.
So you can all do that online then. You can go to your website and then
You can go to
whatever
our
you
website.
need, you can make an appointment that way.
correct, ocalaeye.com at OEA, or you can go to our Ocala Eye as well, and it's on our page to our website. You
Correct.
can book online.
And then those of our patients who are technology challenged, they
Yeah.
can always just call on the phone and we can book the appointments for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, those people.
You can always-
Some
if
people,
I only give you
well,
two
some
words.
people don't like to.
But
I mean,
if I only give you two words to describe those people, would you say young or old?
I'm gonna. I say that, but some older people.
Are savvy, and some young people aren't
Yeah.
savvy. So it's
Yes.
kind of a mixture of them, really.
Yeah, some of the older ones can get around on the computer better than
Yeah,
I
but
can.
you're using older.
I am using.
I'm saying old, not
I mean,
older.
You know what we're going to
Old.
say? We're going to say baby boomers.
Yeah.
Because that just spans so far that, we think we can cover that.
You guys have fun.
Well, and it's nice when you're at home and, especially if you work a job that's 8 to 5 and you don't really get a chance to call. When you get home and get situated, you can, hey, let me book my Botox online now, or my fillers, or whatever, you might want to book.
Mother's Day's coming up.
And Mother's Day's
That
coming
might be a
up.
nice gift.
Yes, this would be a great gift for your mom. For if
The
you want to
Arctic
book a-
berry peel.
Yep, you could either do the Arctic berry peel, or you could maybe, if she would like to.
What kind of berry is
have a
actually being
facial.
peeled?
I don't really know.
Or,
I don't know where an Arctic berry lives.
It's a cherry. It's a cherry.
Is it actual
Is
cherry?
it cherry?
I have a cherry on my photo. So.
Oh, okay.
It's oils.
Can you get
oil.
gift
It's hibiscus
certificates?
oil.
It's an Arctic berry and Laranga berry. I don't know how you say that. Seed oil.
Seed oil and hibiscus seed oil.
Can you get gift certificates?
Yes, you
For
can.
Mom,
Yes.
for Mother's
But
Day.
then you can actually
Yes.
go
Yes,
there
Mother's
and
Day's
buy
coming
them
up
and
for
then-
all
Are
those
you
women.
mothers? Are you
I
mothers?
am. I have 4 children.
You have 4 children?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
You all have children, everybody?
I do. I have a 16-year-old and 11-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. One of my children actually works at Ocala Eye.
Yes, she does.
What?
How crazy is that?
It just doesn't be possible. Lindsay,
it's
are you a
possible.
mom?
Listen, we don't age at
I'm
Ocala
a
Eye.
stepmom. I have a 21-year-old stepson.
You have a
Oh, my.
21-year-old. I must be really old. Look at my.
We just don't age because we see Denise.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
What about the nephew? Do you
Botox
see
and
the
your Arctic
nephew?
berry pill, you look like you're 20.
The nephew works for us too.
Does he really?
Do you have people that come in to inspect every once in a while all of the procedures that are being done and the equipment and all of the services that you're offering according to the state law? Or
Oh yeah, I mean our surgery center is accredited at the highest level, so we are triple ACH certified. So absolutely, we get inspected every single year. I think it's actually 2 years with that. But then we also have our Medicare that actually comes in. So
Audits, yeah.
we've been very blessed to have always, I had a Medicare optical inspection, I don't know, 6 months ago, and they're usually here for 2 days, and she was here for 4 hours.
Oh my.
So because we try very hard, we want to serve our patients, and we're very fortunate because we have a lot of good leadership.
Will I get a receipt when I'm done and I go online and give grade to my doctor?
You can.
Like a Taco
You get
Bell?
a survey.
They say,
You
they say,
get a survey.
Fill out this thing and
That's
you,
right.
you get a $500 taco.
See,
That's right.
in our world, we're not allowed to give gifts because they call it inducement, but we can say thank you for your.
So does everybody have to fill out paperwork before they go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we need to know this then.
Yeah, everybody does. And we
You
usually
hand
tell
deliver it?
them.
Nick,
We
you
usually
hand
tell
deliver
them
it
if we have
every-
enough time, we mail it to them with a whole packet like this. Just they receive that in the mail,
Okay.
and we let them know we'll be mailing it out to them. If not, if we've booked their appointment, we would say within the
Is
next
he
day or
Indian?
two.
What's that name?
And they can't.
he's
Is that where he's from?
I'm not sure.
Well, he's from here.
He's from here.
Vishwanath.
He's from here.
But his parents-
people.
But I mean,
Yes.
that's what I mean. His name.
Yes.
That's why we call him Dr. Vish.
Yeah. Why don't you call him by his last name?
Shrinagish.
I don't know.
Because everybody, I think, in medical school called him Dr.
Yeah.
V or Dr.
Yeah.
Vish. So
Oh,
he just
really?
came there that
Just
way.
brought
It's a
that
little bit
with him.
easier.
He's
Well-
so delightful.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll love him.
How do you choose? How do the doctors choose who they want to have the new guy come on board?
It's a
a vetting
big
process, yeah.
You have to blend with the culture. You have to be clinically sound. I mean, it's a very long process. We've been recruiting for oculoplastics over a year, I guess. So
Wow.
it's not a quick process.
No.
And you just can't be a physician. You have to be able
Oh,
to
no.
have good bedside manner and
You have to
really
mix-
be
you have to
knowledgeable
match
about
the
the
culture.
staff.
You got beds in there?
We have
Well, at the surgery center we do.
Oh, you do?
We do.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No naps though.
All right,
Stop,
so
stop.
by next Tuesday, this will be history for me. I will
Yeah.
have.
Yes.
Yes.
How long
You'll
next-
have your
Following
own.
Tuesday, you can tell us how to.
You'll have your own feedback.
Okay, my own feedback, but the
Yeah.
glasses won't be ready yet.
No.
right? That'll take a while. Okay.
No, that'll
It'll
take a couple
about-
days.
That's
Yeah, it'll
okay.
take-
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, a couple days.
Thank you, ladies from Ocala.
You're welcome.
From
Thank
Ocala,
you.
I, Lindsey Wiesman, Nikki Nix, Zora Harrison. Thank you all,
Thank you.
and thank you, Nikki, for bringing the package.
You're welcome.
We'll
You're
be right
welcome.
back.
Was he aware of any campaign outreach to Russia by Paul Manafort? What was his thinking in possibly terminating this special